Hello everyone, and Happy New Year to you guys, and to you all. I hope you all have had a good, or great Christmas, rather, I should say. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I just had a lot going on with school, and fortunately for me, I actually made the dean's list for my school. It's not really school, you can say, it's more like my university. I'm a student at Liberty University, for all you that are wondering, and I'm actually graduating this semester, this spring. So to start the new year off, this will be my first recorded video of this time, and I don't think I have this on my channel, this channel particularly, but there's a gambit for white that, if for most beginners up to intermediate, and even in some advanced and maybe even some pros, if they think they know the tactics to it, will get crushed probably up to move 12, and that's where it really goes to show that if you don't know a lot, if you're not Magnus Carlsen, then a lot can go wrong. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you guys to this gambit that I've done on my older channel, as you can say, and this is called the Belgrade Gambit, and it's for white. Okay, it's very simple, and I just want you guys to, when you're watching this video, I really want you guys to take a look at the moves that white will play in order to trap not only the king, but eventually, in most cases, black will resign, because there's really nothing here to do. And so at the beginning, it starts off very simple, where there really is no threats, they're just opening up. So it starts with e4 here, and the typical spots you'll see from black is e5. And here you'll see most beginners and most players here will play, attacking the center with knight f3. Alright, so black here typically responds and plays c6 here. Typical defense from black, defending their pawn on e5. So here we just are developing, both players are developing. So we have c3 here and knight f6. And here where the gambit actually begins. Alright, here in this move, typically a lot of things can happen here. Some beginners are even play a mistake here and just move their pawn up to d3. But another move you'll see is that they'll try, some people play the mistake of moving their knight to d5 here. Kind of asking black to take the knight to, I don't know, maybe have a double d-pawn, like early on in the game, to maybe have it advance all the way and get promoted. But this just falls to just an early, easy pawn take for black. So here, instead of you playing that, the move here is to actually push your pawn to d4. Alright? I think it is. Hold on. No. Actually, is it here? Yeah. So you play d4 here. And this initiates the Belgrade Gambit. And it's very important that you follow this move order precisely, because if you don't play the right moves, you will get yourself in a lot of trouble. And typically what you'll see here is that black will say, oh, it's a free pawn, and my pawn is defended, so they'll just take it. Alright, and here where most players fall apart to this game, and especially me, because here you think that the best move is just to take the pawn back, because why? It's defended as well. Your knight is defended by your queen. And if they take back, then you'll just take back with the queen, but that is wrong, because this is called the gambit. When you play a gambit, you don't try to take back. You don't try to win the piece back. That's how the gambit works. So you play the move c3 to d5, and this is where it gets tricky for black already. Alright, because the thing is that you're threatening to bring out more pieces and either put your opponent in position where they're down in minor pieces or material, or they're about to lose the game, which we'll see very shortly here in just a couple moves. So what you'll see by most players is that they think that, oh, you just opened up your C file for me to put your king in check. Now, that is a blunt move, because if there's no real foundation, supporting foundation to why you played that move, then it's really not a good move, because all you're doing is checking the king. You're not actually checkmating them. And here, it's very easy to just defend that. So most players say to just push your pawn to c3, but easily black's gonna take that pawn, and eventually they'll, as the game goes on, they're gonna take these pawns right here. They're gonna take c3 and b2, and eventually there'll be a trade, but they'll eventually get their pawn promoted. So you don't want to do that. So don't. That's the thing. They'll freak out, but like, oh, I can't move my knight back, because then they'll just take it, and I can't do this. I can't play my pawn to a3 because, well, I'm in check, and I can't do this. So what can I do? I can't bring my knight back because, well, then they're gonna just attack this pawn, and now my knight is forked. So they rush. And that's why gimmicks are very hard sometimes to play, because if you don't, like I said, if you don't know the right moves, it can get you into a lot of trouble. So the correct move here is to bring the bishop out. Okay, so why is this important? Because one, black's main bishop is the dark square bishop, which is checking your king. And really, there's only a couple squares for it to go. Because it can't go here, because we can obviously take that. And it can't go to a5, because we can take that as well. And they'll just be down by their bishop. And yes, it'll be a trade here, but we can kind of sort of trap their knight and get two pieces. So the best move here is to actually go back. Alright, some players will go back here, and here you can play a3 and kind of trap, because let's just say they play a move, let's say any move, let's say here. Alright, or another move, let's say they play here. They bring the, let's see, they attack this knight, okay? They attack this knight. Well, they can attack it, yeah. That's fine, but we'll just take back. So they don't want to do that. So as you can see, it's really hard for them to defend the bishop here. So, but we're not going to even do that. Here, we are going to play knight to g5, and this is where the gambit really takes action because let's see. Actually, before knight to g5, it's actually here. It's bishop to c4. So that's a crucial move that you should remember. Why? Because the knight can't attack your bishop. If he goes to a5, it's attacked by the bishop on d2. Same with, let's see. Well, that's it. That's the only move that it has, to attack it. So it really can't attack. And even if you push the pawn, if they push the pawn, well, you just gain the piece back. But they don't want to do that. So they're going to just, if black doesn't know, they're just going to castle because they think, why not? And now you play this move. Let's see, is it that move? I want to make sure I got it right. Yeah. Or, hold on, let me make sure I did this right. Yeah. So knight to g5. Or you take. Do you take? Let's make sure. Hold on. Yeah, knight to g5. Alright, so why? So you might think, well, why do that move? It's like, they're just going to take a knight. And that's exactly what you want them to do. Because if you look carefully, they can't really take back your piece, your knight here, because it's offended by, again, by the bishop on d2. So your next move, as you know, if you see the bishop here, is to take the knight. And now you can see just how powerful the gambit is. Not only are you threatening to take the queen on a discover check, which is, let's just say, they play a move here, they bring out this pawn right here, you know, a to a6. All right, you're gonna go knight here. Do you take? I think no. Actually, you can't. So actually, they could do that, but that's the thing. You don't want to, but you could. If you really wanted to, you could just, you can sacrifice the knight there if you want to, but you're not going to do that. So most often than not, they're probably going to play, you know, they're going to attack the knight, you know? They're going to try to attack it. And here, let's see, you play queen to f3 if they attack the knight. I think. Let me see. If they attack the knight, yeah, if they attack the knight, then you can bring the knight back, or yeah, bring the knight back would probably be the most best move. And then I guess the game kind of goes on. Alright. So now, so let's just say they I can't do that. So they go after your knight, right? They go up the knight with the bishop. So again, you just bring it back. or you sacrifice the knight here. Why would you do that? Because after they take, then you bring your queen out, and they're in check. And the only move they have is to go here. And then you bring your queen back. You bring it back to g4. And what this does is that it puts them in a position where if they're not careful, let's say, do they just play another move? What's say here? Well, you just bring it back again. And yeah, then they have to be really careful here because they can't, they can try to go here. But then you just play bishop to g6 and they can't take. So they have to push their pawn. And after they push their pawn, well, you push your f pawn, or you castle, and you see here that there, you have like all your pieces open, and you're about to castle. You can even castle here, and black's just put on their spot. All right. So, yeah. So there's the knight, and knight was here. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so queen. So queen to g5. Did I do that one? Yeah, so queen to g5. And that's it. Because they can't really do anything. They can't stop you. So I'm trying to remember how it went. Yeah. So it's their turn. So they're probably gonna go, yeah, so that's it. That is it. So we went here. Right? Yeah. So we were here. They didn't take. They took the knight. We don't take back. And we played here. Alright. And then they can't take that way. They attack the knight. And now yeah, so after they attack the knight, then they go back. But here's the thing, most players don't think that. Most players won't realize it because they don't see any threat here. So what you'll see most players do, most players might attack it. Most players might attack it. So if they do that, then let's see here. It's the correct move. But so if they attack the knight like that on h6, then yeah, you would have to go back. But the whole point behind it is that if they don't do that and they just say they want to bring their the rook out, then you play h5, and it's over. It's checkmate on almost the next move. So what you see here is that, yeah, if they bring the rook out, then you'll take, let's see, you take here. All right. And then this forces their queen out, and then you bring it back, and it's in check. And then they bring it over, and you put them in check again, like this, and basically they're done. Yeah, this is actually checkmate right here. You take the knight. You take the knight and you place it on h7, and then it's checkmate because the bishop on d5 controls both f7 and g8, and that's how many squares for the king to go. So yeah, and that's it. So you just have to watch out for those two moves right there. If the bishop can't do anything, actually. Yeah. With the pawns there, you should be good. So I'm gonna go over this one last time so you can see. Oh. All right. Alright, so here we go. So it starts with e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6. You're going to put your other knight to c3. Alright, they're going to play knight to f6. Then you're going to push this pawn. They're going to take. Alright, then you're going to bring your knight out. If they take the knight, then you can obviously take back. Alright, they're going to play bishop to b4. You bring your bishop out. Then the bishop's going to go back. It's going to go back here. Alright. Then you play bishop to c4. And yeah. Now let's see. Then you bring, let's see. Yeah. If they don't do that, let's see. Bring it out. Yeah. So take, let's see. So yeah, if they don't do that, if they don't bring, if they play bishop to here, alright, and you play this move, then they're going to take your knight. You're going to take their knight back. Alright. They're going to castle. You're going to play knight to g5. They're going to bring their rook to rook out into e8. You're going to play queen to h5, and it is over. Why? Because if they can't even take the pawn here, and if they try to defend by playing h6 here, then you can take on this one, and they are in check. The only move they have is here, and then you win the piece. You win 2 pieces, so they don't want to do that, because then after they do that, the only move they have is to play queen takes knight. So yeah. So you're gonna go here. You're gonna take. This is check. They're gonna go over. And then you're gonna play queen back to h5. And yeah. You won your piece back, and you're up in material. And they are stuck. They're gonna probably push their pawn here, but if they do that, then they're dead lost. So their best move here is actually just to give up their queen here. Take the knight, but you just take their queen back. You take their queen with the bishop, and they can't do anything about it. So that is the Belgrade Gambit for you. It does go into, about like 12 to 15 moves, and you really have to know it. Like, the only thing to watch out for is the knight here. As you can see, we just did another variation to see what happened, and yeah. But that is it. So yeah. That's it. So hopefully you guys like this. If you did, please give it a like and a comment. And if you have been watching my channel for a while, and you think it's pretty cool the things I've come up with and just everything that I've been teaching, obviously how I teach, the fundamentals of chess and whatnot, and all the other games that I have on my channel, then please do look into subscribing. Until next time, see you then. Bye.